I'm actually excited to see like Thor and Venom teaming up, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. But here's my problem with this. I thought Donny Cates was going to be writing it, right? Because now we have Al Ewing writing the team up between Thor and Venom, and not too many people are liking that Venom run. I dropped it, right? Al Ewing is also writing Venom, so I feel like maybe that kind of takes away from the Thor Venom team up. We'll see though. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you episode 81 of my brand new Comics Haul series. This is a series where when I grab my new books at the local comic shop, I show you guys every issue I got, and I tell you everything you need to know about every single issue. So this week I got 7 different issues across 4 different publishers. Pretty hefty haul here, and I'm really excited to get into these books with you guys. We're going to start it off with Marvel Comics as usual here, but before we do get started, I want to just mention something. We just hit the 2-year milestone on the channel, so I just want to take this moment to thank everyone who subscribed over these last couple years that I've been working on the channel. We've grown a lot. We're nearing 400 subscribers, so we're hopefully going to hit that milestone pretty soon. Thank you to everyone who's still watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. But let's get right into this haul here. We've got first up here Avengers, X-Men Eternals, Avengers number 1. They're really giving these Axe Judgment Day titles some weird titles here. I don't know what's going on that end, but Marvel's putting out basically 3 different one-shots to my best understanding. They're doing an Avengers one. Next week they're doing, I think, X-Men, and then they're also doing an Eternals one. And they've all got connecting covers by Nick Klein, which should be pretty cool once you line them all up at the end. And these are supposedly supposed to be story essential. So the idea, I guess, is that you need to read these 3 one-shots in between the main event issues number 5 and 6. So we got a big cliffhanger at the end of number 5. Some really big twists happening in Judgment Day. Basically, the idea right now is that the progenitor, who's like the head of all of the Celestials, was resurrected, and now he's going to judge the entire Earth. So that's kind of what the idea behind all the tie-ins has been lately. Not sure how story essential these are actually going to be, but this might be a good issue to pick up. That's Avengers, X-Men Eternals, Avengers number 1. Next up, speaking of Judgment Day, we're going to segue into a Judgment Day tie-in here, and this comes from the main flagship Spider-Man title. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 10. And you see Gwen Stacy there, really weirdly drawn by John Romita Jr. John Romita's art style can be good at times. Like, I like his interior art for the most part, but his covers can just be so janky sometimes. It almost seems like he spent like less time on the covers than the interiors. Just my opinion though. The interior artwork in this is done by a guest artist, Nick Dragotta, who's never done Amazing Spider-Man before as far as I know, so that should be pretty interesting to see. I've actually heard great things about this issue. Let's hope that it's actually as good as people are saying it is. We see Gwen Stacy, probably the embodiment of the progenitor, being resurrected, I guess, to judge Peter Parker, so we'll see. Probably a pretty heartfelt issue, especially when Gwen Stacy gets involved. That's Amazing Spider-Man number 10. Let's keep it going with the segues here. We've got a segue into another Spider-Man title, and this is the last issue of a really long run. So this is Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue number 42, and it's the final issue in this, like, 4-year run, I want to say. This started in like 2018, I'm pretty sure. It's also Saladin Ahmed's end of his very long run on Miles Morales Spider-Man. Overall, this is definitely a recommend from me. I really think you guys should go pick up the trade paperbacks if you can. I mean, there's probably going to be some sort of hardcover omnibus coming out for this run at some point, right? There's been some ups and downs like I was talking about with Amazing Spider-Man. I think at the start it was really strong. Saladin Ahmed overall over this whole run has done a lot of changes to Miles' life. His new baby sister Billy was born. His uncle Aaron was lost through the multiverse for a really long time, and we'll see what this last issue does. It is oversized, and it seems like it has a bunch of guest artists, and they're like taking different looks at different points in the run. I'm really excited to read this one. I'm honestly pretty sad to see Saladin Ahmed going. This run has been really great, and not too many people were talking about it as it came out, but we do have a new ongoing launching. I made a full video with all the details on that if you do want to find out the creative team and everything. But yeah, that's Miles Morales Spider-Man number 42, the last issue of this run. But next up, moving on with Marvel Comics, this is the last issue that I picked up from them this week, and this one is Thor number 27. This was supposed to come out, I want to say 2 months ago. That whole Banner of War crossover, there was a crossover between Thor and Hulk, just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. That also got pushed back a bunch. The last issue of that came out a lot later than it was supposed to, I'm pretty sure. So that kind of bogged that down a bit, in my opinion. I think people might have lost a little bit of interest by the end of it there. Overall, though, I thought Banner of War in general was a really good kind of like comeback comeback for Donny Cates at Marvel. Now we've got a guest writer and a guest artist on this issue. Donny Cates, if you look in the interior here, is only helping with the plot of the issue, and the rest of the plot is done by Al Ewing as well as the script. So the idea here is that Thor is teaming up with Venom, a little like 2-issue story arc I'm pretty sure that they're going to be doing before they head into the next ongoing story arc that's going to be a bigger deal. So I'm actually excited to see like Thor and Venom teaming up, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. But here's my problem with this. I thought Donny Cates was going to be writing it, right? Because now we have Al Ewing writing the team up between Thor and Venom, and not too many people are liking that Venom run. I dropped it, right? Al Ewing is also writing Venom, so I feel like maybe that kind of takes away from the Thor-Venom team up. Curious to see why these two are teaming up in the first place, but they're both like cosmic kings at this point. So we'll see. That's Thor number 27. But now we've got Marvel Comics out of the way. Like I said, I had issues from 4 different publishers this time, which is pretty unusual. So I've got an issue from DC and then one from Image, and we're going to end it with one from Boom Studios. This one I've got from DC, though, is from the Black Label imprint, and this is Sandman Universe Nightmare Country number 6. So this cover just, I don't understand. Like, this doesn't look like it's related to anything else that's been happening in the series. This looks like some like teenager series or some drama, like high schooler series. I don't know what's going on in this cover. It looks really weird, and I've heard weird things about this issue. Supposedly, it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the series. I was looking inside, it looks like it's totally different characters, and while that can be expected from a Sandman Universe title, because you guys know how like Neil Gaiman in the original series used to have totally like one-off stories and everything, but this seems so strange because this is the last issue of the miniseries, and we still had a bunch of plot threads hanging at the end of the 5th issue. Am I remembering wrong? Let me know, guys, because I think this is just a totally separate one-shot story. It's got a different artist and everything. I have no idea how they're going to wrap this up, but they are doing a new Sandman Universe miniseries. It's like called Boy Detectives or something like that. That's coming out in December, so this is probably going to end up leading into that somehow. So we'll see. That's Sandman Universe Nightmare Country number 6. Alright guys, a couple more issues left in this week's new comic haul. The next one that I've got here, like I said, is from Image Comics, and this one is 8 Billion Genies number 5. So I recently got caught up on this series. I saw all the hype from you guys, from everyone else surrounding it. Everyone was saying such great things. So I got the second printings for issues 2 and 3 and 4, and now I'm all caught up on the series. It's a really interesting concept. I think maybe the execution of the series in general has just been a little bit like too funny, too comedic in my opinion. I feel like maybe they could take themselves a little bit more seriously, which usually you'll say the opposite about a comic, right? There's a lot of comics that take themselves way too seriously out there. This one though, the idea, if you haven't already heard, is that each issue takes place in another like variable of 8, if I'm putting that correctly. Basically, like the first issue was the first 8 minutes, the next one was the first 8 hours, and the context here is that every single person on Earth was given a genie with one wish. So everything has devolved into chaos. We've gotten a look at the outside world, but the main characters the story revolves around are these people that are within a bar, and the bartender used his wish to protect the bar from everything else outside, so everyone can just stay within it. 8 Billion Genies number 5. It also got optioned, so there's obviously a lot of like speculative hype surrounding this series. We'll see if this ever actually gets made into a show. I feel like it would have to have a really high like special effects budget with all the insanity that's going on in here if they did make a show. We'll see though. That's 8 Billion Genies number 5. Just one more issue here, guys. Thank you to everyone who stuck around all the way till the end of the video. You guys are the real ones for watching so long, but we've got one issue left here. It's from Boom Studios, and this is Grimm number 5. So let me know in the comments if you guys know how long they're planning on going with this series. As far as I know, it's ongoing, but it could end up being a mini-series. I think a lot of Boom stuff, they kind of like test it out, and if something sells well, like something's killing the children, they make it a longer thing, or if not, it just stays as a mini-series. Grimm, though, so far has been a surprise, kind of a sleeper hit for me. It follows Jessica Harrow, who's on the cover there. There's a lot of mystery surrounding her past, but she's a Grim Reaper, along with a lot of her friends, who obviously their job is just to take the dead to the afterlife. We've gotten a lot of other factions involved. It seems like Jessica Harrow might be connected to Death himself in some way. And this issue is supposed to introduce that character. We got a little bit of a cameo at the end of the last one. It was kind of surprising, his appearance, but yeah, there's a lot of plot threads going on in this series, to be completely honest. I get a little bit lost sometimes and can't really tell what's going on. Like I have to refresh myself and look back at the previous issue. So that's Grimm number 5. I definitely do recommend the series if you guys want a good indie comic to get into. But that's about it for this week's new comics haul, guys. 7 issues, a pretty great haul. I'm really looking forward to getting into a lot of those issues. But what have you guys picked up this week? Which issue you're looking forward to the most? Or if you already read your issues, which one is your favorite? Let me know all that good stuff down in the comments section below. And I appreciate all of you guys watching. If you liked the video, if you're new here, and if you want to show a little bit more support to the channel, you can also hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.